telling you, we're dealing with something that's not what we think it is. It's not what everybody's been led to believe it is. But as long as they can keep us all tripping on the Jew versus Christian and the black versus white and the Klan and the Masons versus this and that and the Bloods versus the Crips and the Mexicans, we are going to be destroyed on this whole planet because these entities or these individuals don't care about anybody. As far as they're concerned, we are all food. As far as they're concerned, all of the children are up for rape and sodomy and ritual killing. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of names, not that many, I'm going to give you three that I have found, and people don't want to, believe in this stuff, and they don't want to buy into it. And I don't care what you believe. I don't care what you buy into. Don't believe a dang thing I have to say. Don't buy into anything I have to say. If you don't want to do your research, then that ain't my problem. It's not on me. In 1490, here's some examples of what I'm talking about. And this is the infiltration, and this is what you call crazy people. And this is what the only place, in my estimation, the only people that can fix this are the peoples of the United States of America, in my personal estimation. We cannot any longer count on the people that are put in office to do it for us, because these people don't give a damn, they don't give a damn about the people. Whoever is paying the most, that's where their loyalties go. And they, as I've said before, a lot of what's going on is not the United States government. What I perceived as the United States government has been thoroughly infiltrated. Now, I'm going to say this. There are a lot of people across the racial divide in the United States that would like to see this country fall. At one point in time, I was one of them. I know a lot of people that were like, they got to go, they need to go, they got to go. But we better think again on how we put that out there, because what we don't want to happen is have this mess fall and fall on top of us. Because, again, what happened in Serbia, what's going on, what happened in Croatia, Kosovo, Rwanda, we do not need to have the United States of America become the next third world country, and these same entities were on the verge of doing just that during the Civil War. I pointed that out to you guys before. While everybody was fighting one another and tripping on skin color and race and this other nonsense, we were all about to be food for fodder over here. So the reason I think the people, and I might be giving the United States citizenry more credit than it deserves, because we're so divided by race, color, class, religion, and all these other nonsensical agendas that, to me, that is the very reason why we're the ones that should be able to fix it. Because unlike the rest of the world, this is the biggest salad bowl. In this country, we have some people from everywhere. And from here, people are watching what's going on in their countries, or what used to be their countries, or what they thought were their countries, now that they're gone. And some people may not know because they don't remember certain things, but let me give you something I found. In 1492, Pope Innocent VIII, this is a Roman Catholic Church Pope, as he was dying, 3 boys, and I guarantee you these were European, or what y'all call so-called white boys. Don't think this is about race and color. Don't get twisted and confused about this stuff. 3 boys were bled, and the Pope drank their blood because they believed that if someone died an unnatural death, that whatever was left of their lifespan, now in other words, if you get them young, they, 2 days old, 2 years old, 3 years old, they got at least 50, 60, 80 more years to go. People believed that drinking the blood of the children, which is some ridiculous nonsense, but they believed that drinking the blood of the children would give to them the lifespan of the people or children that they ate or bled or consumed. Now, this is Pope Innocent VIII in 1492, when Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Okay? So, this is what happened there. Now, Europeans were fundamentally interested in consuming vital energy. The medicines of Britain were notorious for using pulverized skulls, blood, and pulverized human hearts. Now, King Charles IX was ill, and in the presence of Catherine de' Medici, a child was decapitated, and this child was used for him. I seriously doubt that it worked, but that doesn't stop people from doing it. Now, comprehend that in the whole of Europe, cannibalism was practiced at least until the 18th century, and I submit to you that it's still going on. Now, a lot of people who may have had their origins there and had their source there, that doesn't mean that you're a part of that get down if that's not your get down, but that doesn't mean you should know about it, because you need to find out why your ancestors ran here to get away from it. Since they ran here to get away from it, it is your responsibility to try to keep it up out of here. Now, certain of this stuff has gotten in here. These factions are still here, and that's why so many children used to be on the milk cartons is missing. And it wasn't any particular race. That was across the divide, children coming up missing. But the whole of Europe practiced cannibalism, at least until the 18th century, and this is according to German pharmacologist Johann Schroeder. And he says that pharmaceutical recipes required the cadaver. Now, this is for all the people that think you're white and you don't think it's about you because you think it's all about the niggers. The cadaver needed to be someone around the age, a young man, reddish in complexion, around age 24, that had died a violent death but not a death at illness. Now, the human parts and blood were standard items in every pharmacy in Europe at the time. And this was a big cannibalism in Europe that carried out into the New World and everywhere else in the world. Romans drank the blood of gladiators. The use of body parts increased during the Renaissance, and Egyptian mummies were shredded into powder and sold as an elixir for life or an elixir of life, and this is according to Richard Sugg, S-U-G-G. Now, body stripping was popular at the highest levels of society, and even King Charles II paid large sums of money for this type of nonsense. And this kind of goes back into the brother that called in last week, and he was like, you know, Sister Yaffa, there's a brother that's saying he's over 70 and they won't allow him to bury his people on the grounds anymore. No longer is it allowed, or do they want people to bury their people on the grounds anymore, because people are stripping body parts from everybody's race. They want people to take the bodies to the morgues and the mortuaries and the cemeteries and the people that are into the mortician sciences, so that these people that are about this type of stuff can come in for a fee. And they pay very, very well. After all, why not? They've absconded everybody's wealth all over the globe. They come in and they pay very, very well for kneecaps, shin bones, heels, toe bones, finger bones, pineals, pituitaries, hearts. And if they can get to the body shortly after death, they can do a lot more with the body parts. And they're notorious for... hello? Is somebody interrupting?
Yes. No. Yeah, I just wanted to add on to that, because, like, last year we had a big case out here in New York. It was a black cemetery that a lot of bodies was missing, and it was a big lawsuit, and they didn't know where the bodies actually went, and they were sold as, you know, as what you were saying earlier, you know.
Well, the reason for the black body parts is to get the melanin so that they can continue to create the melanotan injections, because the Europeans failed to do what they were supposed to do, which is while the melanin-rich family was unconscious and asleep, to get back into the family of man and acquire their own melanin. They chose not to, but I understand why they chose not to, because someone kept telling them, we got to keep the white race pure. They were supposed to be trying to get in where they could fit in when we were unaware and awake and asleep, to let them back in. But I'm starting to wonder, I'm starting to think they almost missed this boat, because remember, in order for you to become melanin rich, it takes a few generations. You need to have a melanin-rich child, and your child needs to get with somebody darker to have a melanin-rich child, and that child needs to get with somebody darker and have a melanin-rich child, and so on until you are back into the family of man. And you become melanin-rich, the sun doesn't bother you, you're not prone to night blindness, you're not prone to color blindness, you're not prone to sensitivity to harsh light. You can pick up more of the frequency and the resonance. You can breed out all of the Neanderthal that's left in the bloodline and any other stuff that should be gotten out of the bloodline. However, they were told, and they were misled, they were told that they needed to keep the white race pure. But it wasn't about keeping the white race pure, because what you call the white race, they were the first victims of these individuals that were eating people whole and eating people alive and would take whole legs and drumsticks. And these people were not, these entities, the Neanderthals, were not sane, but what do you expect? Now, the individuals that are not that anymore, they better try to wake up and see what's going on, because they are misleading the Bloods, the Crips, the Christians, the Catholics, the Muslims, the Arabs, the Jews, the governments, and everybody else. And they're doing it by creating confusion where there should be none. Now, again, people can do what they want to do. No one ever told anybody that they had to become melanin rich. No one ever told anybody they had to stay white. It was always a choice. It was always a choice. You can stay what you are, or you can become melanin rich. They chose not to. So, therefore, they want to start stealing body parts, particularly pineals and pituitaries and stuff, from melanin-rich people so that they can get the melanin in through melanotan injections. And that's spelled M-E-L-O-N-A-T-A-N, I think. Melanotan. No, M-E-L-A-N-O-T-A-N. Melanotan. This is supposed to be the next big thing, and it's supposed to put the suntan industry out of business. The tanning lotion industries and the tanning bed industries are supposed to be put out of business by melanotan injections. Well, heck, if they had done what they were supposed to do, they could have had their own melanin. But keep in mind, that's what they needed from melanin-rich people. However, they need stuff from European people, too. They still need shin bones, kneecaps, and all this other nonsense that they get from somebody dead for free, and they make lots and lots of money in this body part industry, something that what you call the state of Israel is one of their biggest things, body parts. So I'm saying that to say that's why they want everybody's dead bodies going through these mortuaries and morgues. And I'm going to say this, those brothers that came up missing in the Georgia prisons, and it could have been some European guys and some Mexican brothers. I don't know. What basically is 37 of the individuals that were accused of heading up the revolt in the prison, which was a non-violent revolt. All they did is close the doors and didn't go out to work. I mean, golly. Now, just because someone's incarcerated doesn't mean you treat them like an animal. But the problem is because everyone feels like prisons are only about niggas, so nobody cares how they're treated. That might be part of the problem, because a lot of people went into this. Well, first of all, let me finish what I was saying. I'm beginning to think that wherever these 37 individuals are, and I'm perceiving they're probably brothers, if they're never seen again ever, that's because there's somewhere being tortured, tormented, experimented on, and probably eaten. And that is one of the United States dropped the ball. When they were doing this type of stuff to what they called the terrorists on, what was that island? Does anybody know this island off the shores where they were supposed to have taken the Iraqi prisoners? What is this place? Oh, God, I can't
Guantanamo Bay?
Yeah, Guantanamo Bay. Thank you.
Yeah.
The United States, the people of the United States had an opportunity right there to speak up and do something and say something. Because nothing was said or done, see, there is that slippery slope again. This snowball is going to roll down this hill, and it's going to hit you in the ass. It's going to land on your doorstep. Because it's like testing the waters. Oh, okay, well, we can get away with it on them, so it's cool. Now, once that was done, here comes more of the Patriot Act.